Hi, my name is Emily Iannelli of T-Girl Angel, and I'm going to do a video and I'm going to read some selections from a non-published book that I wrote, that I self-published actually, on a website for self-publication. The name of the website is Blurb, B-L-U-R-B, blurb.com, where you can actually create your own books from blogs or your own writings. So I created a book based on my blog, which is called A Father's Love, My Son and Autism. And I have some pictures of my son at a younger age. And you can see it's a pretty thick book, lots of pages. I would show you all of them, but it would be a long reading of all these pages. But essentially it's from my blog, and it's not complete because I have more entries, and my blog has taken a different direction because now I post mostly videos on transgender issues as well as some autistic related issues. But I have some interesting writings that I would like to share as a recording artist, a writer, spoken word artist. I like to write, I like to read, I like to record, and I like to create videos. And I like to open up and share things that are important to me, that I feel others can learn about and benefit from. And that's the whole purpose of why I do this. That's my main motivation, is to attract an audience and to allow them to get to know me and to see what I go through. You know, I'm a transgender woman, male to female, and it hasn't been an easy road for me personally. I've struggled all my life, but I've come to accept my situation and to learn a lot in the process. And raising a son who's on the autistic spectrum is very challenging for anyone. But given the unique situation I'm in, it's very challenging for not only myself, but for my son as well. And we have to kind of find a way that we can be truthful to one another and express how we feel and allow ourselves to communicate and open up and bond. And that's essentially what I try to do. And my writings have been for therapeutic purposes, as when I was grappling with my son's diagnosis of being autistic, it was very concerning, and I didn't know how to handle it initially. Both my wife and I, we struggled. We had to try to figure out what was the best options that we had available to help our son. And we were fortunate that our son was diagnosed at a relatively young age. He was around 3 years old. And we were able to get him into the early intervention programs, which were very helpful. And I'm grateful for that. And my son is now away at school. He's living in a residential school upstate, and he seems to be making some progress. He does have some setbacks, but overall we're pleased, and we know that he's in good hands, and that's all we can ask for. So I'm going to read some of my entries in my book, A Father's Love, My Son and Autism, which is my blog. You can even see my male name, Edward D. Iannelli III, and my son's picture. So the first one I'm going to read is titled Asperger's, Art, Music, and Mathematics. It seems that most children affected by Asperger's, which is part of the autistic spectrum, have very creative minds. Asperger's kids are usually high functioning and exhibit unique abilities. I even see it in my son, as he has a keen interest in music, as he spends hours putting together music lists of his favorite artists and songs. He has lists of music for the 60s and 70s and contemporary music, and his favorite music artist is Elvis Presley. He even surprises me with his knowledge of music. His singing is truly refreshing to listen to when he is in the mood and not shy. He generally will sing among family and some close friends. He really knows how to sing on key, and he has a great memory, as he can remember most of the words. When he hears a song he likes in the car when we are driving, he immediately starts to sing, and I am always amazed as he does it so well. Matthew also has an affinity for numbers, and he enjoys the subject of mathematics. I wouldn't say his mathematical abilities are extraordinary, but he does seem to have a talent and an interest, and does well in school. I believe he has the ability to excel in math when he sets his mind to it. He, like most kids, does get a little frustrated as well. Even the best minds have had difficulties with mathematics, as it has been rumored that Albert Einstein struggled with mathematics as a child. There definitely is a link between Asperger's and creativity in the fields of art, music, and mathematics. Matthew also exhibits talent in art expression and has drawn such wonderful pictures that even Pop was impressed with his drawings, as he was an artist and very talented in his own ways. Matthew is a bit repetitive, as most autistic children are, but his love for these areas is quite noticeable. And we try to encourage him to excel in these areas and strive to do his best. As a kid, I also had a fond appreciation of music and enjoyed the songs of the 60s, which was my era. And as an adult, I still enjoy listening to the music of that era. It is what brings me back to those days and is very enjoyable. Matthew and I both enjoy spending time together to share our appreciation of music, and I always love to see his artwork. Sometimes he is shy about it and won't show me it until he is absolutely ready, and I certainly understand and tell him I can't wait to see it when it is completed. That is what is truly special about Asperger's kids, is their desire and attention to detail and their seemingly natural abilities to suit their interests. I am so proud of my son, and I always enjoy spending time with him. Maria and I proudly display all his artwork from the classroom and from home on our living room wall as this is the works of our Son, who has displayed so much talent, and we are so happy to display it for all our family and friends to see. Asperger's kids also require a lot of devotion and encouragement and patience to bring their beautiful talents out. They are truly special and deserve all the encouragement, because it is truly a wonderful thing to see the smile and joy on their face when they realize what a great thing they did. It is so priceless to see the joy in your kid's face and the feeling of pride and seeing them accomplish something that is so important to them. It certainly makes it all worthwhile. As much as the struggle seems painful, it is worth going through them to treasure such a moment. And we always look forward to these moments, as our Son is very bright and capable and can do anything he wishes. He is gifted, and we view Asperger's as both a blessing and a challenge. But the joys of seeing an Asperger's child develop to their full potential is a truly wonderful thing, and we are grateful to Dr. Hans Asperger's, who noticed this a long time ago, back in the 1940s, and we owe a lot to him for his dedication and research. I'm going to read another titled writing of mine called The Happy Side of Autism. The Happy Side of Autism, and that's a picture of my son when he was a little child. The happy side of autism. I know it seems like the world comes to a crashing halt when your child is diagnosed with autism, and it seems your child will have a lifelong sentence of challenges and difficulties. In more severe forms of autism, there are certainly more challenges and major concerns, and a lot of emotional pain. With regard to my son's condition, it is a reality we have to deal with, and one we accept with no hesitation. We have our days of frustration and feelings of isolation and helpless moments, and we are always worried for Matthew, for he has other medical conditions that he has to deal with and are on our mind often. We have faith and an abiding love for our son, and we rely on our inner strength and prayer and kindness from family, friends, doctors, teachers, administrators, neighbors, co-workers, and our employers. We know we have to keep a good perspective and maintain a positive attitude. As I have come to realize, there are two sides to every story. I realize also there are two ways to look at a diagnosis of autism, Asperger's syndrome. In seeing my son develop, I realized there are setbacks and difficulties he has, and socially, he has a lot of ground to cover. And he does not show interest in making friends or participating in sports. Matthew certainly has needs for specialized attention and will probably need such attention throughout his school years. I, however, am learning to look on the bright side of Asperger's in my son's case, as I realize Matthew does have a gift and is very bright. He has patience with things that interest him and a complete focus. When I started writing my blog, my son always would say, "Daddy, I want to help you write." And I would say, "Okay, Maddie, I will find a way to include your ideas in my writing." I will have to continue this in another video, but essentially, I'm very proud of my son. I know he struggles as I struggle, but life is full of struggle, and even children of autistic backgrounds can make it. I love you, Emily of T-Girl Angel.